Scorpio, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for early October 2024. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we can dip our toes in energy and see what's happening for Scorpio gang in early October. It's almost Scorpio season. I mean, we're in Libra now, but we're getting there. It's almost birthday time. Let's see what we got, my guides. Talk to me. What do you got for Scorpio gang? What do you got for us here? What energies, messages, insights? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. At the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Scorpio in early October. What's happening? What's going on? And I really do hope you're all doing fantastic out there. Let's get it going here. Let's get this first card out. And for those of you new here, I only read jumpers. And usually, like, first couple of shuffles, your cards popping out. There we go. Okay, this is a fired up type of energy. And I felt like I was already tapping into it a little bit, or like before the card even popped. So again, that could be a little cautionary, but it could also be very good depending on how you channel it. But there's a strong energetic intensity I'm already feeling up front. Now, before we fully dive into that card, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the October subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. Also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk about this card a little bit. So if you look at the imagery, we see this strong divine feminine figure. She's walking in a specific direction. There's this boat, it's going in the same direction. There's these birds. That's the mythical martlet bird that has no feet. They're going in the same direction. So yeah, this could link to distance and travel. So some Scorpios out there, you might be on the move, you might be on the go. But to me, this feels like chariot type of energy, very similar. So it's like fired up, it's ready to go, it's ready to do something. Now for a lot of us out there, this energy could be great for accomplishing things or getting things done or making things move along. But at the same time, this aggressive energy could go a little haywire. So I guess it all really depends. Now, I'm not going to tell you to dampen your fire by any means. I mean, you know your situation better than anybody. But just know that you might be coming off a little more aggressive than you normally do when this energy's in the mix. And again, that doesn't have to be a rough thing. But we're just going to leave it right there for now. Let's get into tarot. And I always say this first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. It just feels intense right there. So let's get you 3 tarot cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Shuffle it up one time. See what we have here for Scorpio gang, please. What's happening? And while we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. It was titled, They're Watching You. And a big vibe I was picking up was somebody keeping tabs on something. So whether you were keeping tabs on a situation or somebody else, maybe someone was keeping tabs on you, it all really depends. Okay? And it doesn't always have to be worst case scenario nefarious things, but there was someone watching something. So we're going to see what shows up this week. As you know, energy is very fluid. It's never set in stone. So just take it how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or somebody else's. Let's get it going. 3 cards here for Scorpio gang. What do we got in early October? What is happening? Quick. 7 of Pentacles. That doesn't surprise me, because I've been seeing tons and tons of karmic energy for all the water signs. So interesting that we're leading off with that here for the Scorpio reading. 7 of Pentacles. I mean, there could have been something you were at least trying to be patient with. Let's get a couple more. Let's get a couple more. Knight of Pentacles. Okay. So when I start off with such an aggressive, fiery energy, and now I'm getting all earth, this means we're going to have an interesting one on our hands. Knight of Pentacles in the center. Could be certain things that are testing your patience in this time. All Pentacles, all earth. Now, as water signs, we are comfy with this, and I will explain it. But why so slow? Why so slow with this energy? Okay, so let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, then we'll get into that juicy intuitive stuff. At first glance, I know I was already speaking about it. It's rare in my style of reading, since I only use so few cards, that we have all earth on the top. Now, generally, earth could be a few different things. For a lot of Scorpios, maybe you're highly money focused in this time, or earthly goods, earthly matters, home, family, living situation, or career could really be at the top of your priority list with all this earth. As Scorpios, we could be very comfortable with this energy. You know, there's certain signs that work well with Earth. There's some signs that really don't. And most of the time, Scorpio energy, we could go with this. Even if it's like slow and steady, when you mix water and Earth, there's a lot of potential for abundance. But this can also be very frustrating too, because it could be something that's moving too slow, not moving to our liking. It feels like very, very grounded. However, I do see the energy freeing up already. And remember, we still have to clarify all this. So let's go through piece by piece and really start to build this story out. So position number one, we're starting with the Seven of Pentacles. And you see our little pal there. Looks like he's waiting there next to that pentacle bush, letting him grow. This is the prototypical card of wait. Like, wait around for this. So there could be something you're waiting on. In its roughest sense, this could be someone feeling stuck. Like, okay, I'm not seeing results. Nothing's really moving. Nothing's really changing. This card can sometimes be a little bit stagnant, but at the same time, this could be a card of your patience being rewarded, okay, where something comes to fruition, something fully grows and matures. So there could be a really good aspect to this as well, because it's your patience paying off in one way or another. This could represent having a connection or needing one with nature or the natural world. But aside from that, when I see this card, I think of not really moving, right? Not really doing anything. So it could be something that seems as if it's stalled out, but it could be positive, and it is a very karmic card. I always say it's one that's linked into the phrase, you reap what you sow. What you put forth, you get back in return. So just know there could be certain situations that are karmic in nature that were meant to help move you along your path or teach you a lesson. Moving to the center, we have the Knight of Pentacles. Not much faster than that Seven of Pentacles. That's why I'm saying for some of you, this energy could be frustrating. Some of you might be cool with it. Depends. The Knight of Pentacles is earth sign energy. So, I mean, you might be connected to one Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus. That's not the case. This Knight, out of all the Knights, is the slowest moving one. Slow as molasses, barely moving at all. But it's moving faster than the Seven. So you see, as we're moving, it's starting to pick up a little bit of steam. It's starting to actually free up and move along. That's something I really do like. The good thing about this Knight, all Knights represent action. They're also messengers. So we could be seeing some sort of conversational type of energy here as well. This is slow, meticulous, and detailed. So make sure that in this time, whatever it is you're working towards, you're very meticulous about it. Step by step by step. Don't be a live wire. That's what this is telling us. Okay. Short, predictable gains is kind of how this plays out to me. But again, in its challenge, the Knight of Pentacles could be something that feels stalled out or slowed down. Moving to the back end, the energy frees up much better. We have the Six of Pentacles. So although this is Earth, this is a more giving type of energy. I love this. It can connect to Libra because of the scale. It is also karmic because of the scale. So we have these strong karmic ties showing up within the reading itself. So I can't wait to clarify them and see what's up. But to me, this is a charitable energy. It's a giving energy. Often it shows up when there is something you're wanting to give to, whether it's the world itself, whether it's other people. There's like, oh, there's so much I can do, or there's so much I can do with my energy or the potential. This is usually a good thing. In its positive sense, it's flowing. Right? So whereas this isn't moving, that's barely moving, this one is actually flowing well. So you see how it's like getting better in increments, slowly but surely, step by step by step. Now, in its challenge, aside from the karmic connotations of this card, sometimes this could represent when someone there's a connection or a situation where you're giving too much, where it's not equal. So just know there might be certain situations where you're putting in a lot of the effort or someone else is putting in a lot of the effort. Like it's not equal in one way or another. Okay, where someone's doing it all and the other person might not be doing much when this card shows up. But again, we're not going to call these negatives just yet. We're going to put it down right here by the Celestite. I want to dive deeper on all of it, Scorpio. So let's do it. Let's jump in and clarify. All right, let's get a good shuffle here. And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your basic knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that Seven of Pentacles. And yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Scorpio gang, you could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay, Seven of Pentacles time. What's happening? What is happening? Quick, Moon. So what's the problem? What's the problem? That's how this feels to me. Okay, we have the moon in the upright, the biggest card of mystery. So I do feel for a lot of you, if something has stalled out or if it feels like something's not moving along, you really might need to get down to the details about figuring out like, okay, well, why has this stalled out? Why isn't this moving how I want it to move? Because I feel like you can troubleshoot it and you can solve the problem. Now, aside from that, intuitively, I do feel for some Scorpios out there, there could be an unexpected or a surprising problem, okay, where like a bump in the road where it's like, okay, what happened? It's like giving me a problem that comes out of nowhere, especially with this mystery. Let's talk about the card a little more. The moon could connect to Pisces, could connect to Cancer, big water sign energy. So remember, with water and earth, there is still potential here, even though we're seeing a possible problematic energy here on the front end. But to me, it is a card of shrouded, although subtle type of energy. So for a good chunk of you, if something feels like it's stalled out, it could be a very small, minute detail. It doesn't even have to be anything major, where it's like if you make one little adjustment, if you just adjust the right thing, then the energy is going to start flowing. So again, I feel like, yeah, there can be an unexpected or surprising problem here. But at the same time, the solution, I don't want to say it feels easy, but it feels like all you got to do is make one adjustment here, Scorpio. If you just make that one adjustment, the energy is going to start to flow. Okay, let's keep moving. I feel like it's very simple, even though it's probably not, right? Life is usually not simple. So let's see what's going on with the Knight of Pentacles. Let's keep moving here. So why is the Knight of Pentacles in the mix? Now it's making more sense why I had such a fired up type of energy right there in the front when we have like this energy, even though like we could work well with it, it's not super ideal, if that makes sense. It's like, yeah, I could work with it, it's not ideal. Let's go in on the Knight of Pentacles. Why is the Knight of Pentacles here? Thank you. Okay. Check and double check something. Okay, the energy of a return. And I feel like I've seen this for you a couple of weeks ago and it's showing up once again. So just know, for whatever things or situations you're dealing with, if it's not dealt with properly, it's going to arise again. Okay, so take that however it hits, whatever adjustment, like if you don't make a proper adjustment or if this thing that I was speaking about isn't fixed. When I see this Eight of Cups in reverse underneath this Knight of Pentacles, again, it's like running on a hamster wheel. So there could be, again, a situation where it's like, okay, where's the progress? Where's like, what's going on here? Like, time is money. It's like giving me that type of vibe, like nothing's happening. So again, whatever situations pop up in this time, if it is not handled properly, it is bound to show up again and again and again and again. So whether this is karmic energy where the universe is throwing it at you, or whether it's something that's part of your day-to-day life, I feel like if it is handled in the proper manner, and I mean, listen, I don't know what every Scorpio is going through out there. I just feel a resurgence of things like, okay, you can fix it. If you do, it's going to go well, but if you don't, it's just going to keep showing back up. Okay, it's going to keep returning. So let's keep going. Let's see what that Six of Pentacles has to say. And again, for a portion of you, you might just feel like you're either on a hamster wheel of some kind. It's a bit of a frustrating energy, but I just want to say, again, all of the spread thus far, all earth, all water. So there's still potential. There's still potential here. Let's go in on the Six of Pentacles. Yeah, and you know, karmic energy works like that from time to time too, right? Like the universe, if there's a situation that wasn't handled in the proper way, the universe is going to feed it to us in a different skin, right? It's going to come back slightly different, but it's going to be similar to something we've dealt with before. So why is the Six of Pentacles here? Thank you. Okay, Four of Cups. Possibly taking a leap of some kind. Okay, or not overthinking. So I want to point out all water, all earth. Very rare that something like this happens elementally in one of my spreads. So just keep that in mind. Now the Four of Cups in the right, in the reverse, pardon me, does speak more about having to make physical action, real world action here, not just thinking about something. Okay, because in the upright, there's a lot of daydreaming thoughts. It's a little disconcerted type of energy. I feel for a lot of you, with whatever it is you're dealing with, when you get out of your head and get into some action, that's going to work wonders for your energy in general and even those around you. Okay, easier said than done, right? Like if you're dealing with something, you don't really know how to handle it, you know, how can you get out of your head? But I feel like when you start making real world moves, real world action, tangible action, and get out of your head, that's when things are really going to start opening up and improving for you. I mean, Scorpio, I'm getting some like very vague messages, but also some very specific ones depending on your situation. Again, though, I feel like there's potential, and I feel like the energy does start to move and blossom and bloom. So this is really good. But the Four of Cups in reverse under the Six of Pentacles, it's like, okay, well, you want to do it, then do it. Like, you really want to do it, then do it. What's holding you back? It's like giving me that kind of vibe. Now, again, no judgment here about anything you may or may not be going through. But it's like, all right, well, if you want to do it, then you got to take a leap, or there might be something you need to do to push this forward. Because the Six of Pentacles, Four of Cups in reverse, it's like, then make a move. It's like giving me that vibe. So do with that what you will. Let's go through and do a quick recap. Then we'll get into the shadow card. Unique reading this week. I mean, every week is unique for a Scorpio reading, but if you kindly look in the box, position number 1, we do have the Seven of Pentacles with the moon in the upright. So some Scorpios out there might be feeling a little stalled out or a little frustrated. For a portion of Scorpios, this could be an unexpected issue or problem or roadblock where it's like, like what's going on here? I do feel like the solution for it is simpler than you think. That's how it shows to me. It's like, all right, just one little adjustment. That's all you got to do to get this energy flowing right. Moving to the center, we have the Knight of Pentacles with the Eight of Cups in reverse. The universe is going to keep feeding it back until something is like addressed properly or the right moves are made. Like something's just going to keep coming back up. And to me, it felt like a hamster wheel. That's the vision I got while I was looking at this. Big hamster wheel. Moving to the back end, we have the Six of Cups. The Six of Pentacles, Four of Cups reverse, and it's all about that real world action. You want to do it, make it happen. You want to do it, then do it. I know I don't have to tell you that twice, Scorpio. So it's more about the action than it is the thinking. So please take a screenshot if you want to look into it further. That was unique. Let's see what's in the shadows for you. Let's see what's going on for Scorpio gang, please. And yes, I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge. They could be good too. Scorpio gang knows that. Let's get you one. And if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. Okay, let's get this shadow card out here. What is going on? Whoops, there we go. Thank you. Okay, Tower. And this doesn't scare us, right? The Tower is one of our cards in the tarot deck. So it has a different meaning when the Tower shows up in a Scorpio reading because this is one of our power cards. Now, I'm sure as a lot of Scorpios know and understand, we unfortunately live this cycle a little more intensely than people with other placements. If you have Scorpio placements, you know you've lived through quite a few of these. The constant death and rebirth, and that's what the Tower kind of represents, where it's like if the foundation is faulty, if the foundation isn't right, hit the reset button, let's try again. That's what the Tower kind of represents, but it's also shock. So interesting that we start the reading off with such a fiery, movement-based type of energy. We have all this stalled out energy, and we're ending with one of the most powerful cards right here on the back end. So again, I'd say whatever's stuck now isn't going to be permanent. Obviously, the energy is going to start freeing up. But when we see the Tower, whether it's something that's still left unresolved, or you might be nervous of the repercussions of something. That's what this could represent in the shadows, where it's like, okay, well, I know what I have to do, but I'm not sure how I feel about the fallout from it. It's for you to decide, right? And again, no judgment here. So, Scorpio, that's what I got for you this week, my beautiful friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the October subscriber surprise. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can check out my digital calendar for the month of October at my website, mastermetaphysics.com. But for the October subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 2 copies of one of my favorite decks, the Tarot of the Owls. So if you'd like to get your name in for that, it's 2 simple things, as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed. Second, let me know down in the comments, hypothetically, if you had to get a tattoo of a tarot card, which one would you choose and why? You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love. I'll see you again soon.